Well, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 11th, and it is my daughter Christie's birthday. I set my alarm clock. I know Edie and Kim and Joan and probably Valerie Reese and probably Terry Weeks and probably everybody that I watch is going to go, oh, when I tell them what time I set my alarm clock to wake me up at. I set my alarm clock to wake me up at 9:42 a.m. because Christy was born at 9:43, and I always call my children on the time that they were born, just to let them know I remembered. The exception being Jimmy, because Jimmy decided not to make his appearance until 6:35 at night. So I always call him at 6:35 in the morning, because I don't want him to think I've gone the whole day not remembering his birthday. So I set my alarm clock, sang to Christy, and then reset my alarm clock for 11 o'clock. Isn't that terrible? Because I had to pick up Mary at 12. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But my daughter Christy, who doesn't watch my channel, but hopefully at least on her birthday, she's going to watch it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's also my niece Holly's birthday. And Holly doesn't watch my channel. I don't think Holly even knows I have a channel. So I'm just going to say happy birthday to my niece Holly. She is 48 today, I think. Let me think. 7 from 15. Yeah, she's 48. But it's Holly's birthday too. But I love her too, just as much. But she's not even getting a song. I sent her some stuff on Facebook, and I sent her something, a text message. So she got all the love, and she's going to get from me. But it's also Diana Ward's birthday. So Diana, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And it's also Bobby's birthday. And Bobby is Budget Girl's hubby. And Budget Girl wanted me to sing to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bobby. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all four of you have a great, great birthday. Just a little information tidbit. I think one of Christy's first boyfriends was named Bobby, and I didn't like him. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. She was just like 13 or 14, but I didn't like him. But I remember his name was Bobby. I didn't like him. Anyway, Christy and Holly were born on the same day. I tried so hard. I had my legs together and everything. I thought, no way, no way. Because I knew that certain things I've told you in life I didn't want to happen. I didn't want my mother to die on February 29th because it was a leap year. And I said all kinds of prayers, and my mother held on until March 1st, like about 10 to 11 in the morning. So she really hung on for me. But Christy, I didn't want it to share it with Holly. Nothing against Holly, but it's just like Holly at the time that was her 4th birthday. Nobody wants to share their birthday with a baby, a newborn baby, you know. And we were a very close family. We still are a very close family. But I mean, back then it was like we were together so much. It was like, how do you know who's the mother and who's the father and stuff? I mean, that's just like we did everything together. And we just treated all the kids like they were your children. You know, it's just like you disciplined them. And it was just the way it was. It's just the way it was. But anyway, I remember that I was brushing my teeth in the bathroom, and I was having these massive cramps. Now, I told you before that I never had any labor pains with Jimmy or Danny. A quick pain, and Danny was born. Jimmy, they had sedated me because I went into a convulsion, so they woke me up just as he was being born. So I have no memories of any labor pains, which is good. But I do remember that with Christy, I was brushing my teeth, and Mary, who was living with me at the time, she said, you're having the baby. And I go, oh no, today's Holly's birthday. I am not having any baby today. There is no way I am having this baby today. I said, we're just going to sit down and we'll be fine. And then I had, oh my gosh, it was just like a really bad cramp. It wasn't a pain, but it was a really bad cramp. And she says, well, I don't care what you say. I'm calling Jim, because Jim was at work. He says, I'm calling Jim and I'm bringing you to the hospital. And if they tell you it's false labor, then you can come back home, you know, because Jimmy and Danny were already in school. No, Danny wasn't in school. Jimmy was in school. She said, we're going to drop Danny off with Mom, because my mother lived 2 blocks over. She said, we're going to drop Danny with Mom, and then I'm going to bring him to the hospital. So I got to the hospital right around 9:30, 9:35, and I knew where I was going. I didn't even go through the emergency room. I went right up to the maternity floor, and I went up to the desk, and I said, I'm having my baby, supposedly. My sister seems to think I'm having a baby. And so they said, well, why didn't you go through emergency room? And I said, well, I knew I was going to end up here anyhow. And I just figured, you can tell me right away that it's not happening, and then I can go home, and it'll save me all the trouble of waiting. So she says, well, okay. So then she put me in a room. And then the doctor came in, and he says, well, why didn't you go to the emergency room? And I go, and I explained it again. I know I'm not in labor, blah, blah, blah. And so he says, well, let's examine you. And so I got up on the table, and he looked at me. And just then, oh, my God, I had the worst pain that I've ever had in my life. It was the only labor pain I've ever experienced. And I just said, oh, my gosh, I think I'm having the baby today. And Jim had just got there because he was working close to the hospital. Jim never made it for Jimmy or Danny, but he was there for Christie. And he says, well, oh my gosh, you're delivering now. And I go, yeah, I've never had so much pain. And so he says, well, you had 2 other children. And I go, no pain like this. So he really quickly wheeled me across the hall, because back then you didn't deliver in the same room. You went to a different place. And Christie was born at 9:43. It was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't believe Christie was born that quick. And then I was back in the room probably like 1 or 2 o'clock, and they brought her to me like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like, it's like, okay, I had a baby this morning. It's like, I couldn't believe it. And then back then they kept you in the hospital for 5 days. I loved it because I had 2 little ones at home. Jimmy was like a handful in itself. So it was kind of nice to have that little 5-day vacation in the hospital. And then the thing that I did have a psychologist come to visit me, because that was the first year that they were attempting to have the babies in the room so the mothers can bond. And so they would wheel the baby in early in the morning, and, I would play with her a little bit and, feed her and, all that good stuff. And then when it was time for me to take a nap, put her back in her little cubicle or, incubator thingy, and pushed her back to the nursery. And they go, well, don't you want the baby to stay with you? And I said, no, she can stay in here. She'll be fine. Let her make acquaintances around. Be like her mother. Be social. I don't care. I said, but no. I said, I'm going to go back and take a nap. And so she says, oh, well, like, we like you to bond with the baby. And I go, I've got 2 at home. I bonded with them with no problems. I'll bond with this one, too. I don't have to worry. So I went back to the room. I fell asleep. And then maybe a half hour later, the psychologist came in and wanted to know why I didn't want to bond with my baby. I said, I have 18 years to bond with my baby, if not longer. I said, so I bonded with the other 2 with no problems. They didn't stay in the room with me. I said, I have no problems having her during the day. I said, but at nighttime, when I'm ready to go to bed at night, I'm wheeling her back. I said, my insurance is paying for that nursery. He says, we're going to get some use out of it. He says, well, okay, I guess you're okay. I said, I'm fine. It's not like I don't want to have my baby. It's just like, I want my rest. I got 2 little ones at home, and I got a rambunctious boy. So he said, oh, okay. So, but that was my experience with Christie, and she's been the best daughter ever. I couldn't have asked for a better gift. That was Jimmy was a gift and Danny was a gift, but as far as a daughter, my best friend, really. Even the elusive Kathy is second as far as best friends. Christie is my best friend, for sure. But, so we went over to Christie's house. I'll show you that at the end of the video. Becky Fisher had sent her a card. I got it in the mail about a week ago. But I thought I'd save it for Christie's birthday so she could see her opening the card. So at the end of the video, I'll show that. So you'll see that. I wanted to welcome a new subscriber. Her name is, her channel name is MIMSTORIES1, Mim Stories 1. Welcome aboard. Thank you for finding me. I know sometimes I get a little lost, and I like to be found. But if anybody's new to my channel, let me know, and I'll give you a shout out. Let me know when it's your birthday, but let me know what your name is, because otherwise they have to sing to Mim Stories. And I know that's probably not your real name. Or even if you don't want to give me your real name, give me a fake name, but a name that you'll know that I'm singing to you if it's your birthday. So then we did a little bit of running this morning. Mary was supposed to stay at her house with... she's going back and forth between her house and the apartment. Don is staying at the house because they're doing a lot of renovation to the house. So he's just there for the workers. But then Mary goes to the apartment so she doesn't smell the fumes and stuff like that. And today they were doing the final touches on the final coat of shellac or stain or something on the hardwood floors that she had redone. And she didn't want to be there for the smell because it's not good for her. So she had called me last night and asked her if I could pick her up today. I said, yeah, what time? And so she said... well, if you could pick me up around noon, that would be good because they're coming about 1 to do it. And so that way I can be out of the house. And so I says, oh, okay, that sounds good. That's why I reset my alarm clock for 11 o'clock because I wanted to get that other hour that I didn't really lose an hour by getting up at 9:43. Probably lost about 20 minutes. But you know what? At that point, and I really never fell back to sleep, so I didn't really need the alarm. So we were going to pick up Mary, and then we left here, and we went to the dollar store because I had to get Christie a birthday card, and I had to get some a bag for one of the shower gifts for Brooke on Sunday. And then we went over to the post office, and I didn't get any mail, but I thought I'd check. And then we went to the car wash, and the car wash, there was so many people at the car wash. I couldn't believe how many people. Well, the weather's nice. That's probably why. So I called Mary to say, well, we're running a little bit late. And she says, well, the people got here at 11 o'clock. And I said, well, why didn't you call me earlier? She said, well, I'm just sitting outside talking to the neighbors because it is 62 degrees. It's so nice out. So I said, well, we should be there around 12:15, 12:30. So she said, okay. So we picked her up. Then we dropped her off at her apartment. And then we went to Christie's house and gave her her birthday card and her flowers. And then we went to the fruit market, Nino Salvaggio's. Oh, that man of mine. I tell you. He dropped me off at the door so I could get a ticket for the deli because the deli is always really crowded. And usually by the time he comes in, because I don't usually get meat at the deli, but I have my relatives coming in this weekend, so I wanted to get some ham and some pastrami because I know they like that. And then Jim gets his usual lunch meat. I don't know what he gets, but whatever he likes, he gets. And then, but they took their ticket right away. I was like, I couldn't believe how fast they were. So I got my ham, and then Jim got there, and I gave him the ticket. And then I went over to the fruit. The way the thing, when you first come in, there's like all this one big room is like fruit, and then there's like a long hallway, which is like the deli and the fish counter and the regular meat counter and the sushi counter and the fancy counter, and then you go around, and then there's like the bakery, and then in the front is like the groceries. It's a big store, but you can't really get lost in it unless you're Jim. It's like, so he was getting his meat, and I went to get my stuff, and I got some because I didn't have anything. I was old Mother Hubbard cupboard. I got some grapefruit, and I got some oranges. I got some apples, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries, bananas, of course. Some tomatoes, some cucumbers, some avocados, some lettuce, and then like a thing of, like you make your salad kind of lettuce already, like a salad kit. I got a salad kit. It's not really a kit. It's just the lettuce. It's all the different types of lettuce all together, and you still put your own dressing and croutons and stuff on that. It's just, it's not like a kit where it comes with all the extra stuff with it. But then I thought, I got to go pee. So I went in to go to the bathroom, and I'm thinking, this is about the time he's going to come back here and look for me. But I thought, I can't walk to the meat counter to tell him I'm going to go to the bathroom and come back. I knew I wouldn't make it that far. So I come out of the bathroom, going into the bathroom, somebody thought I was a man. It's like, I get that all the time. I wish I had $1. I tell you, I'd be rich. So anyway, I go back to the meat counter, and Jim's nowhere in sight. So I look at my watch, and it's 2 o'clock. So I thought, I'll just stand here, let him find me, because he knows this is what we've always done in the past, is I've always come back here to the meat counter. I stood there for 10 minutes, and I thought, it doesn't take you 10 minutes to walk around the fruit and vegetable area to see me, because they're all like low shelves. They're not like high shelves. Like you can look and scan the whole department and see everybody. It's just... So I stood there waiting, and I thought, I bet you he's up by the registers. So I went up by the registers, and no, I found him in the candy section, looking at all the candy. And he insisted, he said, well, I went by the meat counter at least 3 times, and I never saw you. I said, Jim, I was standing right in front of where I always stand. Well, I didn't see you. And I said, well, anyway, let's just go. So we went and paid for our stuff. It was expensive. I think it was like $86 or something like. I mean, we got a lot of lunch meat, but still, no, it was $116. Yeah, it was $116. We got a lot of lunch meat. But I got like, I didn't think I got that much fruit and vegetables. I got 1 head of lettuce. I got that 1 package of lettuce, like for salads. I got 5 grapefruit. I got 6 oranges. I got 7 apples. 1 strawberry, 2 raspberries, 1 blackberry. I got 2 of the beefsteak tomatoes and probably 8 of the Roma tomatoes. I forgot to get celery. I knew there was something I forgot. Yeah, and then I got a bagel that I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow because they have like homemade bagels there. And then I got a loaf of bread. And then I go back and where's Jim? Nowhere around. And then I was going to get milk because I didn't feel like going to Kroger's. I said, I'm just going to pay for the milk here. The milk was almost $6 for a gallon of milk. And I thought, I can get 2 gallons of milk at Kroger's for that. And I got to go tomorrow anyhow to get a couple things. But I haven't been grocery shop. I don't think I grocery shopped but one time during February. And I didn't spend but maybe $40 because I'm still eating out of my pantry. So, but I'm making some good progress on that. Putting a dent in that. Jim's getting tired of eating chicken. I'll know that. I don't think we have that much chicken left anyhow. I think this weekend we're going away this weekend for the shower. The shower is on Sunday. And then I don't eat meat on Friday. I'll probably take my cousin to that fish place that we like. We'll go over there for fish and chips. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Go for fish and chip dinner. And then, I don't know, Saturday my brother will probably take us out. He usually takes us out for dinner on Saturday. And then Lynn and Dale will be, well, I don't know if Dale's coming. I know Lynn and Sarah are coming. But we'll go out to dinner on Saturday night. So I have to really watch my eating habits, especially since I'm eating out tonight. When we got done shopping, I took a banana and ate a banana on the way home. And then when I got home, I had an apple and an ounce of cheese. And then for dinner tonight, I'm just going to have that grilled chicken with the picanta sauce, picanta? Picanta, and avocados with braised pilaf. And I'll probably have a salad on the side. So, but like I said, I got to really be diligent on what I'm eating. So, but yeah, I think that's it for my busy day today. I know. It's like I said, it's beautiful out there. It's like 62 degrees. It's going to get cold next week. I mean, this is just a flash in the pan, but enjoy it when you can. It's what I say. So, yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you for all the emojis. They're so cute. Some of them I don't even know where they come from because I look at all my emojis that I have on the little, like some of them I'm trying to think of what they were, but I look on the bottom of where my emojis are and I scan all the way across and I don't see the exact same emojis. They're so cute, the ones you're coming up with. And then, like, if I type in, I'm just going to say because I can't remember exactly which one I thought. But there were so many that were so cute. But, like, if I was to type in turkey, the turkeys that come up on my emojis are not anything like the turkeys that show. I mean, I know, you know what I mean. But they're not like the same kind of turkeys. But I'm having fun with them. I really am. So I'm going to watch some YouTube videos before we go tonight. We're not leaving for another couple hours. So I got time to watch a couple videos and get this up and edited. And then tonight is our Tuesday nights. We watch just about everything. We watch Will Trent, and we watch St. Denis Medical. Does anybody watch? I had an apple. Sorry, I had an apple earlier. St. Denis Medical. We love that. It's so funny. It's like a mockumentary. It's very funny. We watch that, and then we watch Doc, and what is it that's on after Doc? I know we used to watch High Potential, but they ended the season already. I'll be so bummed if it comes back to find out that was her husband that left her unintentionally or intentionally all those years ago, because other than if he's in witness protection, and even if he was, he should have took his family with him into witness protection, but we don't know what that's going to go. So, but damn, now, I know The Irrational. I watch it. I don't really care if it stays on or goes off. I know I think it got canceled, but I'll finish the season now. But there's another one I watch on CBS. Is The Floor on tonight? Maybe it's The Floor I watch. Oh, no. Deal or No Deal Island. That's the one. Deal or No Deal Island. That's the one I watch. But I know there's another one. Let me turn my TV on. We tape them so that we don't have to watch commercials because it's going to bug me. I know that we start watching, our plan of the way we go is we watch St. Denis, then we go over to Will Trent, and then we watch High Potential. And then after that, we went to Deal or No Deal, and then we go to channel CBS. Here we go.
The economy.
Oh, I watch Kitchen Nightmares also. Oh, and The Rookie. I forgot about The Rookie. Oh my God, I got a lot to watch tonight. The Irrational. Well, I guess there isn't that. Okay, I guess that's it. I got lots to watch tonight. We had one of the restaurants by us. Gordon Ramsay came for a Kitchen Nightmare. And after they left, the restaurant stayed open maybe a year, if that, and then it went out of business. After seeing it, I don't know, even if it got cleaned up, would I really want to go and eat there? Unless I went there right after he left, but then you don't know how long it was before we did know because they put it in the paper because it was a big deal that he was there doing the thing. But I would think that after a couple months, I kind of think they kind of fall back into their old habits. My thought. But I worked in a restaurant for a whole 2.5 hours, and I know how the back looks. But I still eat out. So, and I've heard horror stories because Jim was a short order cook. So I've heard horror stories. But yeah, that's the way I'm going to go. That's the way I'm going to go. I know I told you I was done, didn't I? Leave it to me to go rattling on. Okay, let's talk again tomorrow. Let me show you our visit with Christie. And yeah, that's it. It really is. It really is. Like Ferris Bueller says, you're still here? Go home. Go home. There's my grand doggies. There they are. There they are. There they are. Let me in. Let me in. Oh, and Aaron's even got a day off. Wow.
I know.
Well, it is a special holiday. Anyway. Let me get over here out of the way. I gotta get Christie on here, not you. It's not your birthday.
Curve from the bottom.
A free trip to Hawaii.
Ooh. Oh, we got Aaron looking.
Well, I didn't rush that.
Free trip to Hawaii. This is from my subscriber for you. Did you make it yourself or did you buy it?
I bought it.
Still got her snowman out.
Congratulations, bro. Once again,
There's Lucy Boosey. Lucy Goosey.
thank you, sir.
You're not going to get any food. He's not going to drop anything for you.
I yelled at.
But there's her flower all based up
vase.
in her vase. All scooped up. Don't show the card because my address is on there. And you know you don't like me to share it.
I'm not good at this. Aw, look at all the cute doggies and kitties. This looks like it would be like Stella barking at everything. Thank you, Becky Fisher.
Craig.
Huh?
Her husband's name is Craig.
I don't see Craig's
Oh.
name on here. Only the cats and dogs are on here.
Oh, okay.
Squirt the cat, Skunky the cat, and I don't even know how do you pronounce it. It's Shaq. It's how would you pronounce that?
Itsu? Itska?
You'll have to let us know. Thank you so much.
This is for me.
A trip to Hawaii.
Don't hold your breath on that.
Ranch, ranch. Aw, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Love
Love
you.
you.